Hello everyone and welcome back to Cringe. I'm your host Emma Gemma. It's been a minute. Hey, guys, look. I'm sorry, okay? I went to the store to get milk. I took a few wrong turns and then I didn't show up for 3 weeks. What do you want me to do about it, okay? You could call me too. You could pick up the phone too. Give me a ring, you know? But fine, I guess it's all on me. I guess it's all on me to create the podcast and post videos and make content. Fine. Whatever. Whatever. This is a you problem. Like I'm fine with it, but like if you're so upset about it, like maybe you should go talk to someone, but like I'm chill with it, you know? Anyway, how are we doing? How are we doing, you guys? Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been like what, 2-3 weeks? I did not anticipate taking a little bit of a break. I won't yap your ear off about this. But I was just doing a lot of stuff in the past few weeks. I was just kind of having my Miley Stewart summer. I really was. I truly was just having my Miley Stewart summer. I had family come over because we threw my Nana a surprise 90th birthday party. Isn't that why she goes home in the movie? Is for her. I literally had my Miley Stewart summer. Guys, caterpillar in the tree, how you wonder who you'll be, you know? It's really, it was amazing. We threw a surprise party for my Nana and family from Europe came, like my aunt, so her daughter and all of their kids. And it was great. I mean, we had like 60 people out for this like 90-year-old woman's birthday party. It was such a spectacular time. And even though I'm like, you know, a little tongue in cheek about it, I was emotional all day. I was a fucking train wreck, okay? Because I've talked about my Nana a little bit before, but I live with my Nana. She lives with my family because fuck a nursing home. I don't know what you guys are getting up to in there. I don't trust you guys. I don't trust it, you know? So my Nana lives with us. She always has lived with us. Well, at some point she lived away, but like as she's gotten older, it's always been here. At our old house, we used to live in this way bigger house. I used to be fucking rich. No, we used to live in this bigger house. Like we used to do winery stuff. And so we had like a big ass property and we would live on the first floor. Like you would drive up to the house and like that was our house. And then if you drove around the back, there was like a whole like apartment unit and like she would live there. So I've always lived with my Nana. So her turning 90 makes me want to gouge my eyes out because the passage of time I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to discuss that, but I was emotional the entire day because I'm just like, I love this woman more than anything. And just being able to celebrate her was like so special. And I've been emotional the past few months while we're planning it. I'm going to hell. Here's the thing. I'm going to hell. And so is the rest of my family. We lied to this 90-year-old woman's face over and over and over again. Like, just about, like, she never caught on. I was like, we did such a good job lying to her. I was like, we're gonna fucking kill her. I'm like, she's gonna walk into that fucking party and it's gonna turn into a memorial service immediately. Like, she's going to drop dead because it's like not just her family, but it's like people that she hasn't seen in like fucking years, like her best friend from when she moved to America, her daughter that she hasn't seen in years, like her extended family, like so many people were there. And she did not anticipate this. So honestly, let me just break down this little lie for you because it was just so fun. I don't even care. I hope you guys are interested. If you're not, what can you do? Whatever. So I don't know, maybe a year ago, probably a year ago, my aunt suggested that we throw my Nana a surprise party. And ever since then, we've just been lying to her face. Okay. Like packages would come in the mail. She'd be like, why did we order tablecloths? Why did we order like 5 tablecloths? My mom would be like, oh, it's for when Tanya's coming, my aunt, her daughter. And she's like, oh, that is so like, we want it to be nice when they come. Of course, we need tablecloths, obviously. Like, just random shit. We had lied to this woman about what we were doing on her birthday for a month, right? The plan was that we were going to take her to this steakhouse that we have in our small little town that she is obsessed with. And the problem is that she got so excited about the steakhouse that it became a problem. That it became a, what are we going to do when we take her somewhere that isn't the steakhouse? She's going to be upset, right? As if you were to sit there and tell me, for like, let's say I didn't live in California and you're telling me, hey, Emma, we're going to take you to fucking In-N-Out on your birthday. I would cry tears of joy. I would be like hugging the people around me. I would be holding up an Olympic gold medal. I'd be like, this is the best day of my fucking life. Okay. This woman never leaves the house. So for her going to this fucking steakhouse, this is pandemonium. This is Beatles mania, okay? So we're like, what the fuck do we do? Like, we've already promised this woman the steakhouse, you know? So we tell her, because it's happening at our family winery, right? So we tell her, hey, we're actually just going to go for some drinks out at the winery before, because they're having a little event, right? So we're going to go there before, and then we're going to go to the steakhouse. And we just keep, like, I feel like me and my family need to join an acting troupe. Like, we need to join an improv troupe, because it would just be like weeks out. And we would just randomly start lying in front of her face for no reason. Like, didn't even really need to be talking about the party, but we were like, we really need to hit this home. And half the time when we were like doing this little circle of lies and just having fun and being like, oh, when is, you know, the family getting here? Oh, what do you think we're going to do on our birthday? Oh, what do we get? I would sit there and think, like, she's going to die. She's going to die because she doesn't fucking know that we're throwing her this giant fucking surprise party. And here we are hitting this lie home to this woman that, like, goes to 3 places all day. Her chair, the restroom, and to bed. Oh, 4. And the kitchen, of course. 5 if I take her to Costco, right? You know, she's 90. She doesn't get around as much. Like, we planned this whole party in the next fucking room, and this woman was just, like, she was 20 feet away. and I would be sitting there, like, folding napkins. And then, like, I would just hear, like, her walker, and I'd be like, oh, I have 10 minutes to put everything away before she comes into the bathroom in here. Awesome. Like, it was just so funny. But the party was so amazing. And I talked about this, I think it was the last episode, a little bit of my Nana's lore. She obviously was alive when JFK was assassinated. That's what we were talking about. Well, she was also alive during World War II. She was born in 1934. That might be right. I think that's right. 34 or 35. I know it's not 33. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, she was alive during that time. She was a child. And she has told me stories about this radio that her father had during the war. She's from Norway. And at the time, there was Nazi occupation in Norway. And they were not allowed to have radios or communication. And her father, so my great-grandfather, had this radio that he would hide over and over and over again, hiding it from the Nazis, right? Like, there are so many stories with that fucking radio. They were even telling some that I hadn't heard, but I had always heard about this radio, and my Nana had always talked about it. And once her brother had passed away, she was like, that's the only thing I want from him, because he had the radio. She was like, I just want this antique radio. That's all I want. It is, like, the core memory for me. I never thought I would see that radio in person. Honest to God, I was like, maybe she lied. Maybe she made it up. I've never seen a photo of it. We don't have it. Like, what is this radio? What is this radio? Listen to a podcast, grow up. Grow up, listen to Apple Podcasts. Guys, I know there's a Nazi invasion going on, but just, like, turn on a podcast. Like, do better. Like, seriously, do better. And so, I'm sorry. That's not funny. Anyway. We're at the party, and my aunt and her family just give the best gifts. They end up getting the radio from Norway to California, right? And there's, like, I think there's stuff you have to, because it's, like, an antique. I don't know. It was, like, a whole hassle thing. They were here for, like, 4 days. I had no idea that the radio was here. And to you guys, you're like, it's a fucking to me, this is, like, genuinely, like, family lore. Like, this is, like, holy fuck. Like, this is, like I can't even wrap my head around it. So it's my Nana's party, and my cousin Lily is like, yeah, we got Joe for this, like, really bitchin' gift. She could have said bitchin'. I don't know what she said. We got Nana this really bitchin' gift. Like, it's gonna be a whole moment. And I was like, what is the gift? And she was like, I can't tell you. It's a surprise. And I'm like, okay. Is it a charcuterie board? Like, what could it possibly be that it needs to be this whole grandiose thing? So then I'm also hammered. Side note, I'm hammered because I already, like, planned the whole party with my mom and set it up. So the second that it was done and the surprise was over, I was drinking on drinking on drinking. As I should. Okay. This one's for Joe Frid. That's my Nana. And so I'm like, whatever. I kind of forget. And then it's like 10 minutes later, and my mom's like, oh yeah, like, your aunt is gonna, give the gift. And I was like, what is the gift? No one will tell me. And they go, no one's told you? And I go, I just said no one's told me. Just said that. And they go, it's the radio. The way I nearly shit my pants and dropped my wine glass at the same time. I immediately start crying. Like, and you're probably like, Emma, it's a radio. You don't I have been hearing stories about this radio since I was a youngling, since I was just a little kid, like literally since I was probably 5. I remember one time she sat me, my Nana's so insane. She sat me down at the kitchen table and was just telling me Nazi stories. I was like 7, and I was so checked in though. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, what's a Holocaust? I was like, what are you talking about? You guys are listening to fucking Barney and Friends, and I'm like, who is Adolf Hitler? Who is that? Who is he? Don't they have, you remember those books where it was like, who is, and then it's like a big bobblehead version of the person? I'll answer to, do they have one for Hitler? If they do, I'll put it there. Maybe they do. I feel like they would. Did they have one for Stalin too then? There's a lot to think about. There's a lot to consider right now. Discussing Hitler in my folklore cardigan. Discussing the Nazi regime in my folklore cardigan and pleasing boxers. It doesn't get more me than this. It doesn't get more me than this. Anyway, I'm just like losing my mind, and I'll insert a picture of the radio. It was just like, I don't know. It's so crazy. It's now sitting on my Nana's mantle. Like she has like her own little living room that she hangs out in, and it sits there. And I don't know. I just can't believe that it's like here. And I still get emotional thinking about it because it was like the best gift anyone could have gotten her. My gift was planning the party. My gift was like me being me. My gift was like being a great granddaughter. Anyway, I don't know if you guys care, but it was just a great time. That's why I wasn't here. And then immediately after, I'm working a little bit in between. And by working, I mean nannying. So I'm just playing Mario Kart for like 6 hours a day. Really fucking sick. And that's not sarcastic. It's just fucking awesome. I went camping recently, which was, guys, I had a lot of realizations on that camping trip, and I don't know if I'm ready to realize these things. Like I'm realizing, like if you wanted to realize these things, I think you would realize them. Like if you wanted to experience these things, I think you would experience them, but I don't think you want to experience things. Did Kendall say that or Kylie? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I didn't have my phone for 3 days, right? I'm very stressed right now. I can't lie to you guys. I'm very stressed. When, I kind of put everything on the back burner for that party because I was like, this is a very special time in my life. Like, I don't want to be thinking about school. I don't really want to be thinking about extracurriculars that I have. And like, I did what I needed to do. But I also let a few things slip. Okay. Tried to delegate. Didn't work. So I go camping up in Oregon with my little. It was just like one of the best trips I've ever been on. Like, I haven't been camping since I was maybe, honestly, like 10, 11. And I got so scared that my mom had to come pick me up because I went with a friend. Like, I've never been a big camping person. And, but I did write like on my summer bucket list because me and Becca made them, which was super funny. I was like, I want to go camping this summer. And then Becca's like, we should go like right at the end of summer, and I'm like, let me just jam pack it in right after this party. So I literally went from the party to this. And, I was super stressed. Like while all this fun stuff is happening, I'm also getting texts from like things that are stressing me the fuck out. Responsibilities. It's hard. It's difficult. But I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have service, and we go up to Oregon and it's just fucking stunning up there. I mean, like I knew Oregon was beautiful, but I honestly always kind of skip Oregon and I like fly over. I've gone to Washington a few times, and the times I've gone through Oregon, I never went up the 101, which if you ever have the opportunity to drive up the 101 and go through the PNW, you need to do it. Okay. I live in a part of California where it's lots of trees. It's kind of like the ass crack of the PNW. Like it's like right where it starts to get into like a valley, it's not so much like the trees, but it's like the mountains. It's very pretty here, but the PNW is just like a different fucking vibe, right? Like it's insane. Like the PNW is just folklore to a T. I listened to folklore during August, like in the PNW. I was like, this is how I want to live the rest of my life. Like it was just like a beautiful, beautiful experience. I don't think I could ever live in Oregon, but anyway, I just realized like, I don't know if I want to be attached to my phone as a job, because right now for school, I mean, I do the podcast as like, I've never expected to get famous, and I haven't. I'm not. And like, I never really expect to. Like, I do these things for like a fun side hustle for myself and like people that care and like think I'm entertaining. But like, obviously I still go to school because I'm like, I need to make a living, So right now what I'm going to school for is like public relations. And you just scratched me and that hurt. what I'm going to school for is public relations, and I wanted to do social media management. I have these 3 days off. No phone. No social media whatsoever. Like, I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter. It was the most wonderful time I have had in a very, very long time. And I'm someone that's like chronically online. Like, I'm someone that I like dive into my internet culture. My brain felt so squeaky clean. And like, I know people say that like, you know, whatever, but I'm like, do I want to do this as a job? Like, because if you do social media marketing, you need to be checked the fuck in on social media. And I just felt so accomplished during that camping trip because it was just me and my little that went. It was 2 women in the middle of the woods. Horrible decision, by the way, safety wise, but like we somehow came out unscathed, like nothing terrible happened. I was like doing like a fucking retreat for my brain, you know? We set up the campsite every day. We made the fire ourselves. I had no phone service, so I was actually reading again. Like, I was doing things for myself as an adult, and I felt so accomplished. And all I kept thinking was, I don't want to go back home because I don't want to get attached to my phone again. And that is coming from me, people. That is coming from me. If you know me in real life, you know all I do is post on fucking Snapchat and TikTok, and all I fucking do is social media. And I'm just like, holy balls. I'm like, is there a reality where like I don't have to be attached to my phone 24/7? And can I do that while also doing social media marketing? I'm realizing I don't think I want to do that. Maybe I want to do public relations. I think public relations could be fun. I know I'm nowhere near a STEM moment. I'm not a STEM girly. Public relations and journalism go hand in hand. So let's say I don't want to do PR. I could always do journalism, you know? But I'm just kind of realizing like the thing that I've been working towards, I'm like, I actually don't want to do this. I actually hate this. Like I did an internship. I did a social media internship this summer, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't at all. Like, being a content creator for a brand is actually a lot of work. Not even work, but it's just like, I don't know. It wasn't a good experience. And then I go on this trip and I'm like, there's a realm where I don't have to be on my phone all the time, and I can be checked into a book, and I can disconnect and unwind. Like, I sound like a pretentious asshole, but like, it felt so fucking freeing, dude. Not being like, what is happening every 2 fucking seconds. It was just such a beautiful time. And then of course, it's not even like, oh, I don't have my phone and I'm in like Stockton, California. I'd kill myself then. I would fucking murder myself then. Okay. But I didn't have phone service, and I'm in the PNW, and I'm like at this gorgeous lighthouse, and oh my God, I could cry, you guys. It was just like the most magical trip. Like, just like so fun being with one of my best friends and just like giggling for 3 days straight in the PNW, no phone service, just seeing these incredible trees, seeing how weird it is up there. Like, people are weird. Like, that's the thing about the PNW. Like, people are always like, I dream to go to the PNW. The people here are weird. They're weird. They're all high on some sort of drug. There are so many towns where there's nothing going on but a Dutch Bros. And you just kind of have to accept that part. Yeah, like I think it's a great place to visit. I think unless you're like older and ready to settle down, or you're like super into weed, you probably shouldn't move up there. But visiting there is spectacular. Once again, give me 14 of them. Give me 14 PNWs. Hey, you guys got that on the menu? Let me hear about that. Let me hear about that. Now, on the flip side of that, I had no service. I'm in my reading bag era. I come back from this camping trip, and I immediately clock in to RuPaul's Drag Race. And I need to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race extensively, like so extensively, because the culture around it is insane. And I'm coming in at like such a late time. Like, I've already been obsessed with RuPaul since he did that Jimmy Fallon thing. You know what I'm talking about. A drag queen. I am the queen of drag. And then Jimmy Fallon is like shitting his pants thinking, oh my God, I just lost my career. So I started watching Trixie and Katya's podcast. Don't know how. I think I was just in my podcast bag, like really just like into them. And I found their podcast. Guys, I've never laughed harder in my fucking life. Like, I've never laughed harder in my life. I have started using the word fierce again, unironically. Like, Katya is so funny. That's the funniest bitch on the internet. The most insane thing will come out of Trixie's mouth, and she'll just go, that's so fierce. What are you talking about? Like, it's so fucking insane. Like, that is my, you know, if I ever went off the internet and like deleted all my socials, I would keep YouTube, and I would keep The Bald and the Beautiful as like my ticket into the internet, as my ticket into being chronically online, you know? So I come back from like this like getaway, like trees and no internet, and I'm just back and lip syncing for my life. Like RuPaul's Drag Race is such like a formulated piece of herstory. It's like congratulations, you fierce the house down, mama. Like it's literally chronically insane. My favorite part about it is the exact camera angles every time Ru walks down the runway. CoverGirl, put the bass in your walk. You know, when it's like time to lip sync for your life, it is the same insane fucking shots moving every single time. Oh my God, it's so fierce. It's so fucking funny. Like, it's so camp that I can't, like, it makes me laugh so fucking hard. And when I first started this show, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm really getting it. I was like, I don't really know. Cause I'm watching the season with Sugar and Spice, the famous drag queens, twins. And I'm understanding why older drag queens are like, these divas do not know what they're doing. I watched Spice's lip sync and that was the first time I realized I had expectations as a viewer. Because at first I was just watching and I was like, hey, they know what they're doing. I don't know what the fuck I'm watching. But like, this is their craft. I have no place to judge. I'm not a drag queen. Then I get to that. Then it's like episode 4 and I'm sitting there and I'm like, Lucy LaDuca, what are we doing? Lucy LaDuca, let's get loose. Like, what are we doing? Walk that fucking duck, you know? Now I'm just like heavily invested. And I finally realized like, yeah, Sugar and Spice, that's not all the drag queen community is. And of course, like they're just the most viral right now. I'm learning to appreciate the culture and understand like, you know, older drag queens and the culture behind it. And girls on the season that I did not think I was going to enjoy, I'm starting to love by episode 8 and 9. I'm like, wait, you diva'd the house down. I will say from the bottom of my heart, though, I did not like Aura Maiarty or whatever. I'm thinking about some of this shit. Like that, like, I know we're on a podcast where we celebrate cringe, but holy shit, I cringed multiple times, guys. The fucking, if you don't, I'm assuming no one here watches RuPaul's Drag Race. That's my assumption. So this is me just talking to myself. Because I don't really know the audience. By the way, I looked at my YouTube analytics and it made me want to shit my pants. I don't know if it's because I put a Trump hashtag on the last one. It said that 100% of my viewers on YouTube were men in their 30s and 40s. I'm not going to lie, that I had to put my phone down for a minute. Like that scared the shit out of me. Aura, is it Maiarty? Anyway, she did this one look that like, she comes out and then she just starts like, looks like she's shitting her pants with her face. Like she's like, I'm trying to be in my powerful, like masculine energy. And then she just looks like she's sharding in this beautiful garment that she made. And I'm like, or didn't make, she probably commissioned it. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm just like, the contrast between me, I don't really know how to keep up. It's, well, yes, I don't want my phone, but at the same time, I need to be like so checked into gay drag queen culture. It's sickening, mama. It's fierce. And I'm just obsessed. I'm so obsessed with RuPaul. It's like not even funny. Like he's insane. He's insane. Like I just like, he struts down the runway to his own song. As you can see, if you're watching, I've been wearing this absolutely stunning cardigan this entire episode. This is my biggest accomplishment to date. And we can talk a little bit about what's going on with Taylor right now, but Folklore has always been my favorite Taylor album since it dropped. I literally have August lyrics tattooed on my arm. Like I am a Folklore girly till I die. But the thing about Folklore is I didn't listen to it until it was the 1 year anniversary and I finally listened to it. I knew the album was out, but I was at a point, it was when I was really bad in my anxiety disorder that I was like, I don't want to listen to this yet because I think it will ruin the album for me. Because you know, you listen to a song and it takes you back. Like I listened to Young, Dumb and Broke by Khalid. And I'm like, I'm 17 again and hating my life in high school. That's what's going on in my head. So I didn't listen to any of Folklore until exactly a year later. And I was finally like, I think I'm in a place where I can hear this now, you know, where it's not going to like tarnish it for me. And of course it's now just like my favorite album ever. And I never got the original cardigan. I don't even know if they were selling it at that time, but I wasn't like, I've always loved Taylor, but I wasn't into like the merch aspect of it because I don't know, I wasn't into it. So I never got the original cardigan, and it has haunted me ever since. Ever since, it has haunted my body, mind, and soul, and I've just been like, this is miserable. I'm seeing people live my dream wearing that folklore cardigan out and about. Then I'm seeing that the streets are saying that Taylor Nation is reposting all these cardigan tweets for the 1-year anniversary, or the 4-year anniversary. Oh, that make me want to kill myself. The 4-year anniversary of folklore. And I was like, oh, baby, it's my time to shine. And I secured her. And so many people were commenting like, yeah, I couldn't justify it because I just can't imagine wearing it. Babe, at this point, I don't give a fuck if I wear it. I need to own it for at least some time and see if I wear it. And if not, I'm going to put her in my closet and I'm going to admire her. Because like, this is something that I have just been dying to get my hands on. Oh my God, when I secured that order, I literally did a little Irish jig. I was like, this is the best day of my life. Like, this is incredible. And now I don't think I'm ever going to take it off. Am I moving down to Southern California in a week for school? Yeah. When am I going to wear it? Don't know. But she's mine. You know, maybe when I go back up to the PNW, maybe when I move the hell out of California, maybe then. Why did my TV just turn on? Guys, why did my TV just turn on? My remote's right here. Guys. Okay. I'm gonna ignore that. Like, it just turned on. I just saw Roku City. I don't have a passport. I couldn't get there if I tried. Okay, comment if your Roku does that. Or if not, that's a ghost. That's horrifying. Anyway, I got my folklore cardigan, and I've just been in my bag. I'm like so excited about that. So I'm going back to school next week. Now, Cringe already had a little bit of a hiccup, as we talked about extensively. Little time break. I don't know what the setup is going to be for this. Like, my room at my sorority house is in between 2 other rooms, you know, and I could tell them, I could be like, hey, I got to record, but like, it's a little awkward. There's another room I could record in. I do plan on still making Cringe, but like, I have so much stuff I'm doing. So Cringe episodes will be a little bit more, they won't be as scheduled. Okay. I was trying to do it like once a week. Might be once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. It's just when I have the time. This is my creative outlet, right? So just be prepared for that. And then hopefully when I'm studying abroad in the spring, I'll be able to sit down once a week and do some abroad episodes. Cringe goes international, baby. Cringe goes fucking national. Let's fucking do it. I'm just gonna show up with the most disgusting accent you've ever heard in your life. And you're gonna be like, and it's Cringe International. That's what it's gonna be. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys all so much. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Cringe Podcast Official, so you can just get all the content you need, all the cringe content that you've been craving. I love you guys all so much. Have an amazing rest of your week. Bye.